Let's go.
Hello, welcome all to this wonderful night of podcasting. You got myself, Luis Barraza. I'm back after 1 week missed. Sorry guys, I missed last week.
That's all right.
It's his best show ever, so it's okay.
Best show ever. No,
Best show ever.
I had my 1 year anniversary with my girlfriend, so we had to do a little something.
What'd y'all do?
We kind of just created our first date, not a first date, but the day that I asked her out. That day we created it last week.
Y'all went back to the place that y'all...
Yeah, so we went to a Double Eagle Steakhouse, and we got this surf and turf, dude. It was like 3 pieces of steak, like pretty like good sizes, with like crab cake on top of one, a big ass shrimp on top of the other, and a scallop.
Okay.
A scallop. No, it's pretty cool. But we're back right now. Got my buddies here like always. You got Derric Benavides to my left.
All right.
We got Colton McCarty to my right.
Hey.
Excuse me. Breaking down the news, we got Matt Rule fired. Who saw that coming, boys?
I mean...
Literally everyone.
Yeah, he sucked.
He was so... What sucks, because I actually love Matt Rule as a coach. I thought him coming out of Baylor, like I was so jealous that the Panthers acquired him. I loved him out of Baylor. I thought he had one of the best offenses, and he just went to a bad situation. Like,
Dude, he went to
situation.
a terrible team, dude. Well, not gonna say terrible team, but a bad situation. You know?
Yeah, I mean, a rotating, literally just a revolving door of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, he has gone through so many quarterbacks in that team, and I don't think they're going to make it any better. So.
Yeah, I don't think him leaving is gonna make the team any better.
Dude,
at all.
I don't think every time they fire a quarterback after a bad start, it changes anything.
You mean a head coach?
Oh yeah, quarterback. Yeah, head coach.
No.
I feel like
Sometimes it does.
No,
But not always.
not all the time. This is funny how they're like, "Oh, you did bad." Like, the commissioner, not the commissioner, the
GM?
the GM, like, you did bad. You picked bad people. Well, didn't you pick this guy? So
You drafted them? You traded for them?
You wanted X players drafted, so you're fired. You fire yourself.
I think the Panthers are in like a rebuilding phase at this point.
They
right
have to be.
Dude,
Did you hear they're thinking about selling Christian McCaffrey?
now. Well, I mean,
He's on the trade block. Bills and Eagles are top contenders.
Dude, imagine the Bills. The
Bills got
that'd be fun, right?
Dude,
that
I remember
would be
like,
a stacked team.
I remember 2 years ago, or was it last year, where it was rumors. I think I told you, Cole, where Saquon wanted or the Bills were looking at Saquon. I was like, oh god, dude.
Imagine him. Oh my God! Imagine him on that offense. Ooh,
Yeah, it would be nuts. I mean, imagine him on the Eagles offense too. Like the
Amazing.
Eagles have. That's what makes the Eagles so scary, is because they have the ability to go and get this guy. They
have all the draft capital.
Yeah, they have all the draft capital.
they have no issues going and doing it.
Ugh.
No, yeah, crazy. But Cole, you see that you have a little interesting fact about Matt Rule.
Yeah. So I think Derrick said this too. I think he for sure coaches again. I think he gets a job somewhere else, especially college. Like the Nebraska jobs up for grabs. There are a lot of college jobs, but let it be known, the Panthers will pay Matt Rule $834,000 a month for the next 48 months, basically to sit on his couch.
Dude, that's awesome.
Can you imagine?
That's awesome. I mean,
$800,000 stipend per month.
that's putting into perspective if nobody else like hires him, right? Like if no one
else touches him.
Yeah, so if he just stays unhireable this season, it's easy money, literally. Easy money.
For 4 years, you get 4 years of protected money. That's amazing.
I'm pretty sure someone's gonna hire him, but you know.
But that doesn't take away from it. They still owe him
that's
money, so he
crazy.
just gets double money.
He
Like,
doesn't even have to work. He doesn't have to work.
yeah, he could say, "I'm going to retire and make $834,000 a month for the next 4 years, double
like-
what the president makes."
He's like, you fired me, I had deuces.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
great.
Speaking of the Panthers, Baker Mayfield with the high ankle sprain, but
Yes.
that's all right because he wasn't even the starter to begin with. You know, Sam Darnold got hurt, and he should be back.
I think
And
Sam Darnold.
I think he should be back this coming up week 6.
I don't know if that's going to be much of an improvement.
Well,
though.
no. I mean, I'm not saying it's an improvement, but like just in general, Baker Mayfield wasn't even the starter. You know. So
I mean, does this spark? Do you guys think this is going to spark anything on the Carolina offense at all?
No.
Because
I think they should just tank already, dude. They just how many games have they won?
one.
I'm just going to put this out here, just real fast. Darnold, he's had an injury, but he's been on IR. It's just reported that he has some sort of ankle issue that he's dealing with. They said as of October 3rd, he is not even close to coming back.
Oh, okay.
So nobody knows who they're. I mean, PJ Walker, is that it? Is that their third string guy? Is PJ Walker?
PJ Walker, yeah.
So from the XFL, PJ Walker, Carolina quarterback, most likely to start this week.
Watch PJ Walker just goes off, 40 points.
No, he's fun though because he's a dual threat kind of guy. Like he can run the ball. That's what he's known for in the XFL was his running ability, not really his passing. So it should be fun to see.
Then the option plays would be great over there. You got McCaffrey.
Oh yeah,
just have McCaffrey be the quarterback. I mean,
honestly, Saquon can do it.
Saquon can do it.
Just run the Wildcat offense. Just let him
the whole game.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Other news, sad for me because he did really good for me last week or the week before that. Rashard Penny is out. Broke his fibia. Dude, isn't the fibia one that's the hardest bone you can break?
It is.
Yeah. Was that your thigh?
Your thigh, yeah.
God, dude. And he broke that, so he's out definitely for the season.
Is it
the thigh? Yeah.
I thought it was the fibia. I thought the femur was the thigh.
Oh, is that
I think you're right.
What's the tibia?
The tibia is your shin.
Yeah, it's on your
shin,
like your shin, like your bottom half of your leg.
Is that? I don't know.
Really?
I went to. I took like one semester of anatomy, of sports anatomy in high school.
Tibia. Two long bones in the lower part of your leg.
Yeah, the lower part of the leg.
All right, boys. This is not a fantasy podcast anymore. This is a nutrition class, a medical class. But no, yeah. So he broke his fibia. Sucks to hear. Fibula. Because fibia is something else.
Tibia. You're thinking.
No, I am thinking tibia.
I don't know anymore. It's
he broke
the lower leg.
He broke him.
He broke his shin bone. He should be wearing shin guards.
Could help him.
So yeah, he broke his leg pretty much. Just terrible. He's out for the rest of the season.
It's so bad too because he was looking great.
Yeah, he was finally.
Yeah, and so
I feel like the offense is slowly coming alive. Because even DK did really good last week as well.
Yeah. So did Lockett. Oh my God, Lockett tore it up.
Yeah, Lockett had a great week
too. So poor Seattle. I mean, I think Seattle should tank as well, dude. I think they're also in a little rebuild stage.
I feel like they're not going to though. I feel like they're clicking with the offense that they have right now.
Geno Smith, like I said, Geno Smith is. Didn't I tell you guys?
Yeah, you
that
said
Geno
it,
Smith just needs to find the rhythm of that team.
Yeah, you said it. Geno Smith
is.
He's looking good. I mean, he's doing it.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens with him being out. I mean, we got what's his backup? Kenneth Walker, the third.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about him later in waivers too.
Of course. Another running back, Damian Harris, his hammy. He'd been missing a couple of weeks. Pretty serious, I guess, with fantasy wise. Because we're like almost halfway done with the season. This is week 6.
Yeah.
We're in week 5, aren't we?
We're in week 6. We're going into week 6. Yeah. We just finished week 5.
No, yeah. I mean, I know for fantasy, it's only 14 weeks of actual because then you playing time because you get the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
It's like the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I know we discussed this so many times how the playoffs should be week 15 and 16, not 17.
Yeah, if you're a good commissioner, you set it up that way.
Because so many times, let's say the Chiefs are you got the first round bye, they're good. They're not going to start Pat Mahomes. They're not going to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're not going to start Juju.
They should start Juju.
I mean, yeah, they probably start Juju, but for
Kelsey.
But yeah, they're not going to start Kelsey. But for us being fantasy players, we're like, oh my god, my top quarterback is not playing because he's in rest. That's kind of sucks, but it's okay. Commissioners should also look at that. Other news. Tyreek Hill is in a boot. Nothing too serious. So just kind of watch out for that. He's, I think he's day by day. Yeah. He might miss this week, but it's nothing too serious.
I don't think he's gonna miss this week. He's listed as questionable, but I think that it'll be worth monitoring just for Sunday's game. But I think he plays. So.
Think he plays? I mean, do you think he gets like a full target share, or?
Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he doesn't get limited in any way, but. If he does play, then he might be limited, but hopefully.
But yeah, just look out for Tyreek Hill. Next thing on the news, dude, it's so hard for me to say his last name.
Don't help him.
Is Pat Vermouth?
That's pretty close. Freiermuth.
Freiermuth. I said Vermouth. That's a
Vermouth.
Pat Freiermuth.
It's better from where you started.
He has a concussion. And we bring this up because, it's, a lot of players have concussions, head injuries, whatever. But it seems like this season,
oh my God,
they're really lacking on the concussion issue.
Yeah.
Especially because of Tua. And dude, y'all hear that Tua's doctor saying that he should retire?
Yeah.
Already?
Well, it's not his doctor. It's the doctor who was from the movie Concussion in 2015.
Oh yeah,
He's the one. Yeah, we talked about last week. He said that he should not play another down football.
Yeah.
I mean, his brain is literally like smushed right now, and it's not a 2-3 week fix for his head. Like it takes a long time.
Yeah, people are saying like enjoy that CTE because it's coming. It's like it's on the way.
Because it takes it's like a sprained ankle. You could be healed, whatever. But if you go back on the field, twisted the wrong way again, it's going to go worse. Same thing with the head injury. You could be fine. You can not have symptoms for a long time, but if you get hit one more time, and they're going to get hit.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks will get hit in this game, then it can be terrible. It could be the end of Tua's career. But I don't know. I mean,
it's one of those things too where the head is it's a lot more dangerous than the leg.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
You definitely head injuries are more serious than leg injuries for sure, and it's more like you really don't want to re-aggravate a head injury because like that's cause for that's cause for serious problems later down the line in your life. And so I think Pat Fryermuth should be really concerned because this is his third concussion.
Whew.
And so and this is his third concussion in the NFL. Like,
wow, yeah.
It doesn't say that like just in his life, but this is one of those things where you got to really be cautious of how much more you're willing to take like in the field, because football is a very aggressive sport. So
very physical. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what sucks about it is that being a football star, that kind of goes over their head. The concussion protocol, all that. They just want to play. They want to get money.
Right.
They know if they don't play anymore, they don't get any more money. And sadly, sometimes this world is all about having money, right? If you don't have money, you honestly don't have nothing. So I do understand their logic of it, but I mean, it is pretty tough, seeing these players go out the field with this kind of injury.
Yeah.
Derric, you said you want to talk about a certain player with the same issue?
On the same issue, we see Chris Olave go down with a concussion. And this one was hard to watch because he actually got knocked out.
It was rough. Yeah, he was clean out.
And it was on that touchdown pass, and he somehow still scored that touchdown, but he got slammed to the ground. His eyes were just wide open, but he was out of it. Like, you could clearly see that he was out of it.
Body was limp.
Yeah, his body went limp. It was one of the more scarier ones that we saw this week. But yeah, Chris Olave, he's definitely going to be missing this game, this upcoming game, and he is in the concussion protocol. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're taking it a lot more serious now after the Tua incident.
Yeah, ever since the Tua incident happened, the concussions are a lot more serious, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like the Teddy Bridgewater. People said that a spotter, which apparently at every NFL game they have concussion spotters now, to watch out for this exact injury. And somebody saw a play where they thought Teddy Bridgewater had visible signs of a concussion. And if you go back and look at it, he didn't stumble, he didn't do anything that was out of the ordinary, but he was ruled out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Although he wasn't knocked out, he didn't have any issues, which proves they're taking it more serious because he was ruled out with a concussion and ended up having a concussion. So yeah, they're definitely tightening up on this, and they should. I mean, like, again, my fiance this past week said like she's finding it hard to watch the NFL because of this. Like, it's taking away from it's just tough. It's a tough time to watch when this happens every single game, it seems.
and it's crazy. And I mean, we'll talk about this later on in the news segment, but it's crazy how, people continue to play on with this concussion. Don't really care about the concussion, but this roughing the passer call is.
Oh God!
We'll come back to that in a bit. But yeah, Chris Olave also is going to be out with concussion. Russell Wilson with a torn lat.
So is this an excuse for Russell Wilson?
Definitely not. No.
Yes.
I think this is an excuse.
Absolutely, it is.
So you think after he gets everything back to normal, you think he'll be 100% rocking and rolling?
No, I think it's an excuse. I think he's playing like crap, and they're trying to cover for him. If you think it's not an excuse, you think once he's healed from this, he'll be back rocking and rolling.
What did he say?
But it's
Bronco Town. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Have you seen those like let Russ cook memes?
Dude,
and it's like what Russ cooked tonight, and it's like a piece of like bread with a cold slice of cheese.
Did I send you that video where it's Russell Wilson like doing the let's ride Bronco Nation whatever, and the background is like the stadium on fire.
Yeah,
it's complete chaos. Oh dude, I feel bad for Russ, man. He's a good quarterback, but
is he?
He's doing it to himself.
Is he a bad quarterback?
I mean, man, you know, I think this is just us. We have to admit that it's just falling. You know, it sucks because we grew up watching him, so he was great. You know,
He was great.
He's been great
Seattle.
years. Like,
I mean,
He was great in Seattle, like early, but like it's one of those things where like Geno Smith is great in Seattle now.
He's outplaying
and it's
him.
like, okay, so maybe it wasn't Russ, maybe it was Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll,
Yeah.
Pete Carroll. Oh man, poor Russ. Darren Waller with the hammy.
Oh,
I'm not sure Hammond how long he'd be out for. He was definitely out last week, and
Well, he was.
and he felt it.
He
You know, he felt
played.
it.
The rough part is for fantasy owners, and I'm sorry if you guys had to suffer with this, but he played the first few minutes of the first quarter, and then he got out, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh,
I started a number 2, number 3 tight end, but he got me 0 points.
yeah,
and
it's like it's just rough to see, like for sure. Like he's gonna put up. He put up. Let me see how many points he put up. He didn't put up that many points.
0.7.
0.7?
That's my guess.
What's your guess?
I say 0.3. He got 3 yards.
Let me see. I actually don't know, but I'm looking it up. But it's hard to see where it's hard. It's hard to predict those things too.
If he caught it, he got 1.3.
Listen, injured guys get injured. Okay, this is you gotta.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
part of
quit
the game.
drafting these injured guys. It hurts, but you know.
he got 0 points.
I mean,
Zero.
He
Wow.
got 0 points.
Just like this goes back to what kind of fantasy drafter are you? You know, like Colton said, he's more of a safer pick. He doesn't go too much into risky areas, and I mean, right now he's winning. You know, but also like you know, you bet big, you win big. You know, but also you bet big, you lose big. You know, you picked Waller second, third round. He got you good points in the first couple of weeks, but now he's out for I don't know how long, and he got 0 points last week.
And a hamstring these are the injuries that are scary because these are the ones that linger. This is one that he could say, all right, I'm good for week 6.
And then he tears it again.
And then, boom, 2 plays in, he's ruled out again. Like, these are the kind of injuries you look out for. At least if it's something like a knee, you know how long you're going to be out. 4 weeks. Okay, you can deal with that. You can work around it. But if Waller is this type of guy who every other week he's going to have some sort of hamstring issue and he's not giving the full amount of time to rehabilitate it, well, this is going to be a nagging issue for those who have him. So I hate guys like this.
Because with Waller, he's going to play big, when he plays.
And
So
you're not
he's
benching him. Like, he's too good.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to bench him, for
you're
Logan Thomas, like, you're not going to do that.
You're going to bench Waller next week because he's on bye. So
He's
on bye week.
Easy.
Good. He needs it.
Easy.
His body needs it.
All right, so here's one thing that we might spend just a little bit of time on this.
That's why we saved it for last.
Roughing the passer calls. Oh my God, dude. 2 of the most ridiculous calls last week. One with Tom Brady and one with Derek Carr. And the Derek Carr one made me laugh so much because I saw on Twitter, they're saying that Jones was the first person to be called roughing the passer while holding the ball.
Yeah. How weird is that? Did it with one arm.
Like, dude, that's insane.
And even when the quarterback was going down, he took his left arm.
Yes,
the right arm was covering on the ball, and his
soften the
left
blow.
arm, he sticks outwards, which they say not to do because you're a 300-pound man and you can break your arm or cause damage into your arm. So they say fall down. But he even went out of his way to make sure that he put his arm out and still got a roughing the passer call.
And I get, you're trying to prevent like serious injuries, like concussions, but
Right.
I mean, dude, that
They're trying to prevent what they're really trying to prevent is the Tony Romo type of injuries, which are the broken ribs, the broken clavicles, the broken
back,
the backs, like all that, where there's a 300-pound man and he falls on top of you, you break your collarbone because you fall like this and boom, broken collarbone, something like that. That's what they're trying to avoid. I get why they're doing it, but at some point, just let the game be the game. Like you signed up for the position. That's like telling a running back, like, good luck having. We're trying to save your knees for down the road. They know what they're getting into. They're going to have bad knees down the road. Like, it's just part of the position. If you have a broken collarbone because of one bad call, like, it's just, it needs to be egregious. It has to be an egregious, in my opinion.
Like, of course, like what Colton said, we're trying to prevent these injuries in the future, but, like, the way they're moving with this is in the wrong way. I feel like they're overdoing it. They're overstepping on these calls. And, I mean, it's upsetting a lot of players, a lot of teams, I don't know if you're watching the game last night. How long did the crowd boo the refs?
Oh, for like 2 quarters.
Dude,
yeah.
It was for like the rest of the game,
so.
dude. And I was like, because I was with my brother watching it. And I was like, dude, they're still booing the refs. It's like 3 plays later.
They were chanting. They were actively chanting, "Refs, you suck."
Yes. Okay, yeah. Well, we're trying to figure out what they're chanting because they're chanting something.
Yeah, it was "Refs, you suck."
Yeah,
dude, man. This is, I don't know. Hopefully after this week, they kind of like look at it and see if they can like do something about it. But dude, those calls, and dude, the one with Tom Brady, didn't Tom Brady fall on top of him?
It was
He
like
sort of rolled.
He kind of like rolled over.
Yeah, so he dragged him down, but it wasn't like he didn't fall on Tom Brady. Like it was that one was
like a whip around.
Yeah, it was like one of those where he fell next to Tom Brady.
So is it because it's a defensive tackle, a 300-pound man hitting the quarterback? Because I remember, I forgot what game, what team, but it was like a corner rush. Like a safety rush, the safety rushing or blitzing, and he got the quarterback. He hit him good, he like popped him good. Right. But just because
he's 180,
yeah, is it because he's 180? He's not gonna hurt him that bad. So what? Are you gonna be fouled for being over 300 pounds?
Yeah, that's not fair.
That's exactly. It's not fair. It's kind of dumb, but I'm here. And
do you guys think that this whole concussion scare is making the referees more sensitive on this? Do y'all think that?
I mean, especially with the way that Tua went down. Tua literally went down on what could have been roughing the passer, and it was almost. I think this is why they freaked out about Tom Brady, because it was almost an identical situation. Had Tom Brady, it was sort of a roll, right? Which is exactly what happened with Tua. But Tua, when he rolled, smacked his head on the ground, whereas Tom just sort of rolled on his side.
Yeah.
If Tom goes backwards and hits his head, that's now 2 quarterbacks who have to go into concussion protocol over the exact same sort of alligator roll type tactic. So, like, I think you're right, Derrick. They're highlighting it because of that specific play with Tua.
Right.
Well, we'll see what happens next week, man. I mean, I hope they let the game play. I mean, obviously there are some calls, roughing the passer, that can be called because it'd be helmet to helmet. It'd be something bad like that.
Yeah.
And that 100% understandable. You're literally asking for roughing the passer call at that point. But hopefully they kind of just let the pedal off a little bit. Let them play the game.
I mean, we'll see what happens. That Derek Carr one made me lose my mind because the ball. Okay, once the ball is fumbled, everything should be canceled out, right?
Yes.
The whole roughing the passer call should be canceled out. He doesn't have the ball anymore.
If they would call the roughing the passer, they should have gave the yards to Kansas City whenever they got the ball back because of that. And it was technically an interception.
Yeah, because he took the ball. He grabbed the ball from his hands.
Because he was in motion, and then he got the ball from his hand. That's an interception. But
and then he's falling forward to get the ball. That's the only reason why he fell forward.
Yeah.
So that one's.
Have y'all heard the conspiracy theory on this?
Oh, which one?
That it actually has nothing to do with the play that happened against Derek Carr.
It's because the refs had Derek Carr on their roster, right?
No, it has everything to do. This is again total conspiracy theory, but it has everything to do with people saying that Tom Brady has been treated like America's sweetheart for so long that they wanted to move off of this Tom Brady route, that he had this very cushiony hit that went his direction. So you move the needle completely to it's now a whole quarterback issue. So there's somebody out there that's like the Tuck rule, this very favorable roughing the passer call. You can go back in his career and point after point after point. Tom Brady's had it so favorable with the refs. Every time he's needed something to go right, it's gone right. So that was the point that everybody was going towards. Again, Tom Brady had it good. So much so that Tom Brady had to come out in his postseason, his post-game interview, and even said, "I don't call the flags.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing them. Like, it's not me." So much. That's how geared it was.
It's somebody else that has my influence.
Yeah. So now it's in the other direction, right? It's now they're the whole it's everybody. So there's a big conspiracy out there that like this was all masked to just cover Brady.
Man, you think they FaceTime each other? The rest, like, hey, dude, we kind of up, dude. Can you call like a stupid roughing the passer call on Monday, please, man? Like. Brady said so.
Oh.
Yeah, he needs this.
Oh, man. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, hopefully they get their stuff together.
Yeah.
So that's the news for this week. So our next segment, we're just going to talk football. And I want to talk about, guess who?
I know who you want to talk about. You want to talk about your Giants.
The New York Giants.
You know what? It's funny.
So, let me talk to you about I'm going to look at you.
You're all right.
You told me that we're going to play the Chicago Bears after I think they won versus the 49ers that week one, and the Packers to see if we're really a good team. And we beat the Bears. We beat the Packers.
Lost to the Cowboys. Remember that.
Yeah, lost to the Cowboys. And what's nice about it, besides the Cowboys, I guess in the Packers, they haven't let any team score over 20 points.
Okay, here's the thing about
the fact I don't know why they ended the game like that so weirdly. The Giants, where they like just
they made some bones.
Yeah, it's weird.
Bonehead
weird. I was like, what are you doing? I actually stopped watching it.
Yeah, they made some bonehead.
And then one of y'all like texted in the group like, hey, like what are they doing? I was like, what do you mean what they're doing?
Yeah, why did they take a knee? They needed to figure out their clock management a little bit.
Yeah, I think the ball was just really excited.
Yeah, they just assumed that they had the win.
Yeah.
So I guess Banter right now. What is your statement on this? Because I know you're about to throw a bunch of different little stats here, stats there.
Listen, everybody knows I love stats. If there's one thing I love, it's stats.
They call him Stat McCauley.
You're stat slut.
Okay. So, when it comes to the teams you've been versing,
and the Giants have no receivers, dude. Come on now,
they have been subpar teams. You versed one solid defense in the Dallas Cowboys, and you lost.
Hey, I will admit the Cowboys' defense
they're
hot.
legit.
They're hot. They're number 3 now. They're hot.
Now, here's the one thing I will say about your team. Here's what I'll say. You verse the Baltimore Ravens coming up this next week, and I think you get your asses handed to you.
Okay.
I think it's another massive, massive loss that highlights when you verse good teams, you're going to lose.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that's going for your team through the rest of the year. You have Seattle. I think you win that game. Jacksonville, I think you win that game. Houston, you win. Detroit, you probably win. Dallas again, I think you lose. Washington, you win. Philly, you lose. Washington again, you win. Minnesota, you win. Philly, Indianapolis Colts, you probably win.
Yeah.
So you will probably finish with a 10-7 record, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't think you're a good team. I think you get to the playoffs and you get wiped the first round of the playoffs this year. Mark my words, this is a shell of a team, just as we've seen with other teams in the NFL. I don't think this team goes far because you cannot. I think, again, Saquon's great, but you need more than Saquon when it comes to postseason success.
You're right. We need more than Saquon.
And we've shown when a team can stop the run, your team falls apart. Dallas was able to somewhat stop the run, and y'all weren't able to do anything.
But Saquon still had a good game versus Dallas.
Here's the thing that I slightly disagree with Colton. I think I sort of agree with you, Luis. I think the Giants are good in a way. So they're terrible in the first half. Keep that in mind. They are like one of the worst teams in the first half.
Right now, yeah.
Second half is when they come alive. And then they didn't have Saquon for one of the drives that put the Giants back in.
You're right.
Week.
Yeah, they didn't. It was
like Saquon was out. That's whenever he injured his shoulder. So I feel like Daniel Jones is doing just barely enough right now.
It's because right now he doesn't have receivers, dude. He doesn't have any anyone to fall back on. He has one solid receiver every game. different every game. You know, he needs to find his target guy. He needs to find. I mean, dude, Sterling Shepard got hurt. I mean, he's out. It's such a bummer.
He has terrible options. Kadarius Toney can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy to save his life. Another first round pick. Jesus, we could have had DeMonte Smith, but you know, you're right. You know, we need a receiver core, and.
But the thing is,
it's been terrible in the receiving core now.
Even if Daniel Jones had a receiving core, do you think he would still be good?
Yes, I think so. Maybe a little bit more help on the offensive line side, but because so he can have a little bit more time. And honestly, I think this is that. You know, I feel like we still needed to improve the offensive line. And same thing with Evan Neal. Same thing with Evan Neal with. I always forget his name, dude. I can't believe it. I feel bad.
Yeah, you're a Giants fan.
I'm a Giants fan. Andrew Thomas.
Okay.
Andrew Thomas. He did kind of crappy, dude, his first year. His first year, when we picked him up, I was like, dude, oh my God, again, another first round old lineman. This is going terribly wrong. But, dude, he's been great. He's been great. And I think Evan Neal, as soon as he gets confident enough, dude, we're going to have a great left tackle and a great right tackle or right guard.
So do you think if Saquon hadn't returned, do you think the Giants would have lost?
I think we won't be 4-1. I think probably like 2-2. I mean, 2-3.
Well, no, in this last game against the Packers
specifically.
I think they still would have won.
You think they still would have won?
Because I know that last touchdown, they had a wildcat formation. He just ran a.
And it was Saquon.
It was Saquon. But I mean, like anybody can have ran that. You know, like he was untouched.
He was untouched.
Untouched.
Saquon also got that 40-yard reception to start that drive at the end. So right now the offense is just relying heavily on Saquon. That's what worries me because it worries me because teams are going to start narrowing down Saquon. And they started doing, like the Packers started doing that early in that game too. Saquon had a really good run early in the game. It wasn't early. I think it was second quarter maybe, where he broke off for like a, what was it, 60-yard gain or whatever.
Yeah, a nasty juke. Is that what you're talking
about?
Yeah. That was
and
Phil.
So,
that came at the second half at least.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where like.
I mean, I think you're right though. Like they need to find their game.
Yeah, they need to find other options. The thing is that they need to also find other options because teams are going to start narrowing down Saquon. And he can't do it all. Like, I mean, he's not the quarterback. So, I mean...
Hey, he is sometimes.
Sometimes he is, but he's...
that wildcat offense. But, hey, you know... I mean, I think there's going to be a good game, the Baltimore and the Giants. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. It's going to come down to a Graham Goodell field goal, a 45-yard field goal watch.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about your team. Like I said, I think y'all can finish with a good record. But, you know, as Derric just said, the second half they start to rely on Saquon, which is... exactly what I said. If they rely on Saquon, this team will get one-dimensional, and they will lose in the postseason to teams that are more completely built.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
So if y'all don't find a way, y'all need to go out. What y'all need to do is you need to go field trades for DJ Moore, who's currently on the block.
I know. Yeah,
that's what y'all should be doing. Is you only seeing DJ Moore trades.
I'm glad you said that because the Giants are looking at DJ Moore.
Yeah, but so are a lot of teams.
No, yeah.
So y'all would have some stout competition to go grab him. I like the move if y'all can go get him. I think it's a great move for your team and it would make you a heck of a lot better overall, which is what you need. You need
we need receiver cores.
A three-dimensional offense, not one.
Y'all can get him on the blow right now too, probably.
You think we can trade him for Kenny Galladay in a Washington?
If you're willing to eat his salary, yeah, I bet you can make it happen.
He's not playing, so I'd rather pay somebody else. I mean, obviously, I'm not the GM. But I'd rather pay somebody else and Kenny Galladay to kick Kenny out and have somebody else actually play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he's not playing. So, but you know.
All right, enough about the Giants. Let's talk about the Rams for a second. I want to talk about the Rams because their offense is not looking like what they looked like.
I think it's their offensive line. I think that's it.
Their offensive line is nowhere.
I think that's the only problem, dude. Matt Stafford doesn't have time.
He doesn't have help.
He doesn't have help. You know, he's
Cooper Kupp and that's it.
He's trying to throw to Cooper Kupp, but he's getting pressured, throwing bad balls. I think just that old line needs help, dude. That's it.
They don't have a running game. They don't have anybody to run the game, to run the ball, and like Cam Akers is not doing anything. It's like, what are we doing with him? Like, is Darrell Henderson better? Well, like what?
So I think the big issue. I mean, you're right. It's offensive line. When you lose your Pro Bowl Hall of Fame left tackle Andrew Whitworth, that makes a huge dent in your team. The run offense that they have brought out, again, statistics talk. We said it at the very beginning of the season. Between James Robinson and Cam Akers, there would be maybe one of those guys would come back to have a successful year. James Robinson's having a successful year to start the season. Cam Akers is not. An Achilles injury is tough to come back from. Yep. Darrell Henderson is what he is. I don't know why anybody's surprised that he's not a phenomenal running back. He never was a phenomenal running back.
He had a couple of good games here and there, but he wasn't.
And he always gets injured. Like, this is not a guy you can put your faith on. I think honestly, I don't think it's necessarily a run game issue. Like, I think if you're this team, your biggest problem that you have is that you've given up 3 to 4 years of draft capital and then expect all of these older players to continue to perform like they're 22. And now you're in a position to where, guess what? It all fell apart.
Yep.
And you have no draft capital, you have no young players, you have no depth, you have nothing, and you were banking on Von Miller to come back and be great, OBJ coming back to be great, Whitworth coming back and be great. You were banking on all these old guys who either left, retired, or got injured. And guess what? You're left with nothing.
Hey, you know what, though? I'm not mad about McMahon's move on that, dude. I mean, they won a Super Bowl.
McVay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great move. Like, great on them for doing it. That was your tactic, right? But don't be surprised when your team's terrible next year, because that's exactly what happens.
The next couple of years.
Yeah, now you have to rebuild your depth. You have to go back, or you have to continue this trend. Go trade your first, second, third round, fourth, fifth. Like, trade the whole farm for the 2023 draft. Mm-hmm. Get rid of all of it and go grab Quentin Nelson. Go grab Tyron Smith and hope that he comes back healthy. Like, go grab an old vet like that because we have Tyler Smith now. Like, go pluck somebody off the Dallas Cowboys. Go pluck somebody off of the Colts. Go pluck somebody off of. Go grab McCaffrey for a second round pick. Like, go full Rams mode if you're going to do it. But you can't play this middle ground because that's when you have a bad run game and Matt Stafford scrambling from his life every single play. It's just not. It's not sustainable.
So the 3 games that the Rams have lost have been to the Bills, which is understandable.
Yeah.
The 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the 49ers have the best defense in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys have the 3rd best defense in the league right now. The Bills are just good. The Bills are just really good.
Yeah. Their defense can be number 32, but they will outscore the crap out of you.
You know what specifically all 3 of those teams have?
What?
One of the most stout defensive lines. Specifically defensive lines.
Right. So is that a good enough excuse for the Rams right now? Is that a good enough excuse for the Rams?
I say no.
No, it's not, because you can have a average offensive line versus a stout defensive line, and you can still make plays with that. Mm-hmm. You can still find a way to get out of the pocket, find your receivers. Running backs can still find a way to go and get into that hole, go on the outside. So I don't think that's a good enough reason.
If the Rams played the Giants right now, who would win?
I'll say
I'm gonna give it the Giants.
I say the Giants, and I'm just saying, come on, Giants fan, but I think the Giants defense is okay.
I think Rams are on their heels big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it to them.
Giants. Yeah. Okay. Rams and Chargers. Who would win?
Chargers.
I'm gonna give it to the Rams.
I said Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go Chargers as well.
I said Chargers.
I think both of them have really bad defensive lines right now. Joey Bosa leaving is a huge hole, but I still think that, I'm going to give the Chargers.
Okay.
Right. Oh, man.
But I got to ask Derric something here because he asked me to do it, and I backed it up. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it the trade?
Nope, it's not the trade.
Oh, wait, what is it?
We were on the podcast last week, and we were talking about games, and we were talking about...
Oh, is it the bet that you owe us $100 for?
Oh.
You owe me $100.
Well,
because guess what?
The Falcons lost.
No, I bet on the Jets. It was Jets Miami. And I said the Jets were going to win, and you said Miami was going to win.
No, I didn't.
You said, go back and play it back. I bet on the Jets, and you told me to back myself on the Jets.
I said
we will go back. We will go back in a minute to confirm this.
No, I did ask. No, okay, I didn't bet on it, but I asked you if that was your bold prediction for this week.
And I said, I don't know if they were going to win, and you were like, no, back yourself, have faith.
Do you think?
And I backed myself.
So you owe,
and I was right.
You owe us $100.
I don't know you nothing. You weren't here last week. Get out of here.
Hey, you
Jets
want to split that?
If you can get it out of him, sure. Go ahead.
Hey, or how about this? How about this? How about since you lost this bet and a fair bet, you gotta buy us dinner, Buffalo Wild Wings next time.
I didn't lose anything.
Hey.
I didn't even bet. You weren't even here.
I don't make the rules. I just follow him, okay?
I'll buy Colton Buffalo Wild Wings.
Listen, I don't even care if you buy me dinner. You've told me to back myself.
You sure did,
and I
Colton.
need to have the confirmation that I did in fact hit right, and it was on a bad reeling week from the Miami, just like I said.
Speaking of the Jets, you think the Jets won because of, like you said, bad reeling from Miami, or the Jets are they're coming up?
I don't know if you saw Sauce Gardner's playing out of his mind. He's playing so good. I saw something the other day that his defense has been so good in single man coverage, like man coverage, that if a quarterback threw the ball into the ground every single time, every single play, he'd have a better passer rating than passing towards Sauce Gardner.
Dude, I mean, he was the number one cornerback coming out the draft last year, dude. I mean, it shows.
But it's crazy because he wasn't the number one corner taking off.
I thought he wasn't the number
Derric
one corner.
Stingley was taking ahead of him.
Stingy.
Stingy.
Derric Stingy.
Derric Stingy.
Derrick Stingy. But how is he doing, by the way? I haven't heard anything.
Stingley with Houston has not been too hot.
He caught his first interception last week, didn't he?
I don't know.
But overall,
But Sauce Gardner, I heard more.
overall he has not been
I heard
in
more about
coverage. He hasn't been good.
about Saucy Gardner, dude.
Sauce Boy's been killing it.
Sauce boy.
Well, Colton, you were right. I will give it to you. You were right. The Jets beat the Miami Dolphins 40-17. I mean, they had Skylar Thompson as quarterback, the Miami Dolphins, after Teddy Bridgewater got hurt.
That's part of the reason why I felt good was because of the backup situation.
Yeah, okay.
That's funny. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to our next segment, King the Hill, where we look back at the previous top ranked position over running back and receiver who got the most points, and it was a tie this week with running back.
For running back, yeah.
It was Austin Eckler and Fournette.
Okay, let's talk about Austin Eckler real quick. Are we back on the Austin Eckler train? Is he back?
No,
I think he is.
You think he's back?
I
don't think he's back.
Why not? He's had 2 phenomenal performances. How is he not back?
Okay, let me ask you something. And it'd be the same argument. Is Derrick Henry back?
Ooh, I'd say right now. How did he do the past 2 weeks? Because Austin Eckler's had like 30-point performances the past 2 weeks.
He did really good the past 2 weeks.
Has Henry had like 12?
No, last 2 weeks, Derrick Henry's had 27 points and 23 points.
He's doing really
I
good.
gotta say, yeah. For now, he's back.
You think he's back?
For now, like again, it's very fluid. But his past 3 games are 21, 21, 26, right? For Derrick Henry, like those are 3 phenomenal weeks. He's running back 4 on the season at the moment. Yeah, the guy's back. Like,
you think he's back?
I can't. I don't know if he ever left. Like
you hated on Derrick Henry from the
I
beginning.
always hate Henry. I will never like. I'm never ever going to buy Henry. I don't know. It's just not a guy that I never bet on him. But
Austin Eckler, I think
He's the number 1 running back right now.
it's not Saquon.
It's not Saquon anymore.
wait, no, he's number 3. I see.
He should be
I have his
number
number 3.
Oh, I have him as number 1 on mine, but I see him on there. In PPR leagues, he's number 1.
Half PPR, he's number 3.
Okay.
So he's right around there. He is very high end at 31 and 33 in half PPR were his past 2 performances. I mean, he's getting the workload, he's getting the volume. I think it took a little ramp up period, but he's showing that he's back.
If you guys listen to us on our podcast, we went in and said, go get Austin Eckler earlier.
We did
in
say
the
that.
season.
We did.
And
And he
trade
was a
high
bust.
or trade low because he was looking like a bust early in the season. We were like,
and here he is,
trade low for Austin Eckler, and now he's the number 1 running back in the league.
looking
right now.
phenomenal. Yeah,
Oh,
173 yards and a touchdown last week.
I hope y'all listen to us.
I don't know, man. It's just so hard to say because his first few performances, but
Okay, let me ask you this: right now, if you had to, who would you rather have? Like, if I'm offering you Austin Eckler, who are you saying no?
so right now I have Joe Mixon and Swift, right? Say Swift is a healthy Swift, right?
But he's not. You can't do
Okay,
that. You have to go off what they are right now.
So Mixon. If it was a trade, just Mixon and Eckler, I would keep Mixon.
What?
Just because,
Dude, you've lost your mind.
Just because
You've lost your
he's
mind.
a consistent.
12? You'd rather have a consistent 12 over a 33?
But look at his other first games. What were his first games? His Eckler's.
They were.
So glad you asked. Hold on. Don't give them until I'm ready, okay? Please.
I have him ready. I'm
All
ready.
right, I am ready. Go
I see
ahead.
it. 11, 18, 13, 35, and 35. 36, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's his worst game?
11 points. His first game
11
against
points.
the.
So the very first game of the season was his worst. This is Mixon's games for this year. 21.5, 11.3, 6.8, 17, and 11.
He had 21 points the first game?
Yeah, his first game he did good. He did really good the first game of the year. But you're going to sit here and tell me that you'd rather have Mixon over Eckler right now? Like,
it's hard. For me, it's hard to say that he's back when he was struggling in the beginning. But, I mean,
the thing is that he really wasn't struggling that bad, though. Like he had 18 points in that.
That's not a struggle bus. Like,
his worst game is
solid.
11 points. It's not too bad.
And Joe Mixon's worst is 6. And by the way, Joe Mixon's 26, Eckler's 27. They're even in the same age. Like, I don't understand the argument here. Like, he's just a better back all around.
It's rough.
It's tough.
Would you rather have Barkley over Eckler?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that I'm saying all day yes too. I think I'd rather have Chubb. I'd rather have Barkley. That's it. That's the list.
That's it?
Those are the guys you'd rather have over him right now. No one else should be ahead.
Gotcha.
Like,
well, yeah, he's our king of the hill again.
tied with Fournette.
Yeah,
tied with Fournette.
They had the exact same points. Leonard Fournette was
Cheeseburger Lenny getting it done. There's also a guy I hated this year.
Yeah, you did.
He's on my hate list
You
big
didn't
time.
like Leonard Fournette this year.
Just because he's a cheeseburger belly.
He's not doing too bad.
And receiver-wise, I guess it's not really a surprise.
It's a massive. What do you mean? It's a massive surprise.
I mean, but dude, he's been him and Diggs, dude. Can you guess who it is? Him and Diggs have been like pretty much just back to back to back. Like if Diggs gets a big play, it's Gabe Davis, by the way.
No,
he gets a big play. I mean, I think they're both, to me, considered number one receivers in Buffalo. Maybe it's not that, or maybe just Josh Allen is finding everybody.
He does.
Gabe Davis. Well, yeah, obviously Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but Gabe Davis hasn't had a great week since week 1. I mean, he didn't play week 2.
True, yeah.
He got 6 points week 3
and
2 points in week 4. Last week he gets 32.10.1 points.
And Luis. Oh.
17. But he only also had 3 targets.
See, this is I didn't want you to look because I was going to ask you if I gave you that stat line of 171 yards and 2 touchdowns, how many targets do you think he had? You would have never guessed 3 because that's what he did. He had 6 targets and 3 receptions.
No, he had three targets the week before. We only had 3 targets and 2 points.
Yeah, okay. Well, this week he had 6 targets, 3 receptions, and 171. It's almost an identical target share, and yet one of them was 1 fantasy point, the other was 33 fantasy points. Like, that's alarming. That's a guy who is the definition of boom bust.
Yeah.
This is what I thought Mike Williams was going to be quite honest with you.
2 of Gabe Davis's passes were touchdowns.
Dude, that's crazy.
Nuts. One of them for 98 yards.
Dude,
the other was one-handed.
I saw that pass from Allen, dude. It looked like it was like cake for Allen, dude. It was like a
seriously, like nothing, man. He's so good.
But yes, anyways, those 3 guys were on the top of our list today, and we're about to start with Colton. Your prediction for who's gonna be the Prince of the Hill, or your Prince of the Hill for next week.
My Prince of the Hill is going to be in running back. I'm going Alvin Kamara this week. He came off of a pretty good performance last week. He ended up with over 20 fantasy points. He seems to be finding his way, and I think they're going to start using him more. So I'm thinking big breakout for Alvin Kamara.
Cool.
And my running up the hill for running back, I'm going for the number 1 offense in football. I'm going to go Devin Singletary this week.
Dude, it's crazy.
Love that pick.
It's crazy. It's crazy how Singletary is like in the bottom half of running backs. But if the Bills had a good running back, dude, that team would be unstoppable.
It's
McCaffrey stuff.
It's so weird though because Devin Singletary is not used traditionally. They're using Devin Singletary in like the really close games, like whenever they should be using like him in like the games that they're blowing people out.
Yeah.
Because that way they can just run down the clock. But they're using Devin Singletary in such a weird way where they like if the game is tied, they're gonna just use Devin Singletary.
They're gonna rush.
It's so crazy.
It's because they know no matter what the clock says, they're going to end up winning the game.
Crazy.
Luis, who is your Prince of the Hill?
Running back wise, I'm gonna say Aaron Jones. They play the Jets this week, and I like that matchup. I think he'll go off for at least 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Dang.
All right, big day
Bold
from Aaron
call.
Jones.
Big day. Couple pass receptions. Took a couple targets. My run up the hill, I'll do Michael Carter.
Mikael Carter.
Mikael Carter.
Mikael Carter.
He's
Miguel Carter.
he's behind Brees Hall, but I think backups right now they're looking good, dude.
Hold on.
Backups.
Hold on. Pause. You always crack me up with some of your takes. And your take was just Aaron Jones is going to have a great day, but backups are looking better. So AJ Dillon should be your pick.
Obviously, not every single backup. I'm going to say
Backups are looking great.
There's a few backups that are looking good, and one of them is Mikael Carter.
I just laugh at you. You're funny.
A few backups I think is Mikael Carter, who I think would do good.
I hope you're right, Luis.
Do you have Carter?
I don't. I just hope he's right.
I have Mikael Carter.
All right. For my Prince of the Hill for running back, I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook. Finally coming off of a great game against the Bears. He's playing the Dolphins this week, and Brees Hall just dominated the Dolphins. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be
Not Mikael Carter.
not Michael Carter.
Not
Brees
Alexander Mattinson?
Dalvin Cook over there. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be the next king of the hill.
Okay. I do like that pick. But I love your next pick.
And then for my running up the hill, I don't know how you guys missed this, but I'm going with Ramondre Stevenson.
Honestly, I feel like a fool for not seeing this.
Yeah, so Damian Harris is not going to be playing this upcoming
look
week.
fool out there.
So Ramondre Stevenson is the guy to look for. He's going to be amazing by himself out there.
By himself.
Yeah, he's the only guy out there. So I mean, he's going up against the Browns. I mean, he's going up against the Browns.
The Browns.
Finally, with an empty backfield, I think he gets like a couple touchdowns this game.
I love it.
Two or
I
three.
like this.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good pick. I'd say it's the best pick of the entire segment.
Well, hopefully I'm right. So
Okay.
Watch.
I hope you're wrong now.
Watch Aaron Jones and Mikael Carter tie for the most. Is
Mm.
that 2 points? Is that like 2 additional points, or that's like
No,
Nah.
that's a nothing.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
don't get
complete
anything.
wash.
What do you
get nothing.
mean? Like I
get
got both
nothing.
picks. All right, Cole. What's your receivers?
I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs, clearly obvious,
Ooh.
and Devin Duvernay as that running up the hill.
Trash.
He's starting to become Lamar Jackson's favorite target, and I think he's due for a big old game coming up here. So
Yeah, against the Chiefs. Oh.
yeah, Chiefs secondary has not been stout, so I think they have a shot.
They play at 3:30. Why don't they have a primetime game?
Dude, what's up with that?
Chiefs and Bills? Are you
Yes.
kidding me? This
Wait.
game is going to be the shootout of the century.
Wait,
Chiefs
what-
and Bills.
what
Chiefs
time
and
is-
Bills.
what
Why
time-
is that not a Monday night or Sunday night game?
What time
Yeah.
is that game?
It's at
3:05.
3.
Oh,
yeah.
is that
3:25?
Is that like
3:25,
is the game of the week? Is that the Cowboys and Eagles?
Oh, I guess that's a tough one. They're both really good teams.
Oh yeah, Cowboys.
I
and
still
Eagles
think
are
it should have
Sunday.
been Chiefs and Bills.
I think so too.
One should have been Thursday night. One should have been Monday night.
Yeah, now I have to watch the Commanders this Thursday. Like I saw somebody say this,
Commanders
like
and Bears.
Commanders and Bears, just spend time with your family. Like, just take that 3 hours and tell your girlfriend this is a week to sacrifice every guy out there. This is a week to sacrifice to say, babe, I'm not going to watch Thursday night.
Thursday, that's good because I have class on Thursday, so I don't have. I'm always worrying about, oh man, dude, Chiefs are playing Thursday.
Dude, don't worry. This
whatever, but it's okay.
You're not missing anything.
Amazon has to feel shafted with the games they paid for so far. They had one solid game. The others have been terrible.
And then
The Broncos, like
Yeah.
the Cowboys and Eagles play Sunday night, and then the Broncos and Chargers play
Oh my
Monday night.
God, stop doing this! You can't keep doing this to us.
Broncos and Chargers.
We don't want to watch Broncos prime time. Stop.
Broncos town,
What are they doing?
Broncos country.
Broncos country.
That's right.
Let you ride, Jesus. My receiver's gonna be Cooper Cup.
Boo.
Too easy.
I feel like y'all like
Go down the list.
simultaneously like
was
looked at each
planned, it was
other. So
We knew it was happening.
dude, I haven't been Cup in like a while.
Wow.
I think it's the first time
I haven't
picked
picked the number one wide receiver in a while.
Okay, you picked like J. Jeff like at least 3 times already. so
Twice. I've picked
don't
Stephon
even-
Diggs twice and
Don't
J. Jeff
even. Don't
twice.
even. And my run up the hill is DK Metcalf.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Big, strong Metcalf.
Okay, don't say that.
Big old DK.
DK, Donkey Kong. Donkey
Hold
Kong.
hold on. Get in some dangerous waters here.
Have you ever seen Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's the DK of this town.
Drift King.
Yeah, he's like,
Drift
Donkey Kong? Donkey
Yeah.
Kong?
Drift King.
Derrick was that.
Derrick, your picks.
For my Prince of the Hill for wide receiver, I'm going with Mike Evans.
Terrible pick. He is injured. He is questionable. But go ahead.
I love Mike
Please
Evans.
hate this.
He's not gonna be injured. He's gonna play. I like Mike Evans this week going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Here,
This is where Gabe Davis went off at. So
you want to bet $100 on the game on a stat?
what? What's the stat?
I think Mike Evans would get at least 10 or more targets, and receptions he would get 2.
You think he'll get 10 receptions or 10 targets and only 2 receptions?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll take that.
Take
bet.
that bet.
Take
Take that
It's a
bet.
really easy bet.
Just kidding.
Nope, it's done. It's
No,
on the
you can't say
podcast.
just kidding. You can't say just kidding to that.
Oh no, we didn't shake
your
with Cave.
It's on paper.
It's on paper.
He already signed.
I signed it. All right.
None.
And then my running up the hill. I'm actually taking a dart throw here. I'm going Scary Terry McLaurin. We were just talking about this primetime game, but it's against the Bears, which isn't too dangerous. But
This is a terrible pick, too.
I think,
It's an awful
this is
pick.
where Scary Terry goes. I think he could go off here. You know, this is a sneaky matchup for him. He hasn't done anything really, but I think he could.
You know why they call him
perform
Scary
here.
Terry? Because he's so ugly that the balls go away from him because he's scary.
Oh, okay, that's just rude.
Listen, if there was ever a month for him to perform, it'd be in Spooky October.
Spooky season.
Scary Terry.
Hey, fellas! They're trying to go to the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving.
No, I'm going to be out of town.
Where
On
you going?
vacation.
Where are you going?
Disney.
You always go to Disney.
Yeah, I'm going
Go
back.
somewhere else.
I just went to Colorado.
Okay, but go somewhere else. besides
Before then, I
Disney.
just went to Wisconsin.
Go somewhere else.
What do you mean? I've done 3 trips. I went to Arizona, Wisconsin, and Colorado this year, and I'm going back to Disney. What do you mean?
You've been to Disney at least 10 times in your
I've
lifetime.
been more. I've been like 12, 13 times. But
That's
I just,
too much.
Okay, Derek, do you
Look.
think I just went 3 different places, 3 different states before going back to Disney? Is that an appropriate amount of places?
No, he could go
beforehand?
to a 4th state. You go to another state. Go out of the country if you want to.
No, I
you have
can't.
been to Disney 14 times. If you were to scratch at least 6 of those times to Disney, you go to 6 different states.
Luis, do you take the over?
Hey, stats.
Do
Hey,
you,
stats.
do you take the over under? Do you think Colton goes to Disney 2 more times than the next year?
And next year,
Oh,
I can
under.
tell you we're not. So
Under,
our
under.
honeymoon,
It's
our
under.
honeymoon is next
Taking the
year.
under?
It's under, dude. It's already October.
Our honeymoon's next year, so we're not going at all
A
next
year
year.
from now.
Oh, for now? Oh, no.
No,
I
we're
take the
not.
under.
Take the over.
You take the over. You take
Y'all are
the
so
You
wrong.
take this 3 times.
Y'all are so wrong.
Look, I don't know, dude.
You're a Disney hater.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, okay, why would I go to Colorado 14 times in a row? I'm sorry, not in a row. Why would I go to Colorado 14 times? I could go to California, Nevada, New York.
For the mountains.
New York.
For the hikes? No?
No. Have fun in Colorado.
Disney.
Disney. Dumbass. I've gone to 3 other states this year. I've gone to Phoenix, Arizona. I've gone to Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
See, but
and I've
I'm not-
gone to Vail, Breckenridge, Boulder, Colorado Springs, and Denver.
Boulder.
I went to 5 different areas in Colorado, and you're saying, oh, how dare you go back to Disney? I've done plenty this year. Screw you.
Boulder, I hardly know her.
That doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense.
Disney. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Shut up.
Okay, that was a stretch. Mine at least had an
Oh
error.
gosh. Anyways,
That was the King of the Hill segment.
Hope y'all enjoyed. Waivers.
Let's go to waivers.
Do the damn waivers.
We're going to waivers next.
all right. You should pick up. Not going on a trip to Disney.
Where do the players go when they win the Super Bowl? Huh? Answer me that. I'm going to Disney. They say it every time.
No, they don't.
They literally have a
never
parade.
see it.
Oh my God, they have a parade
I never
every
hear
year
it.
when they go to Disney. Are you
I
kidding
never
me?
hear them say, "I'm going to
They do. Oh my! Are you serious?
Matt Stafford said in last year.
Yes. They go every single person. Every year.
Quarterback goes to Disney. He has kids. Of course he goes to Disney. He's
The whole
rich.
team goes.
He's rich.
It's a team thing.
He's rich.
It's
They're
a team
rich.
thing. Look, it's right here. It's the thing. Look it up. Every team after they do a parade at Disney World every single year. The Super Bowl winning team.
I'm going to Disney.
Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Okay.
Some Disney World, some Disneyland. I guess.
Oh, that's the worst. Disneyland is the worst.
Imagine going to Disneyland.
Disneyland. Not even close to
Okay. Waivers.
The whole history of this.
Rashard Penny's out for the year. So Kenneth Walker.
Yes. Massive
Great pickup.
Massive.
You think
If you can get him.
You think Kenneth wear boots?
Does he wear boots?
Yeah, it was Kenneth.
Kenneth? I think
You think Kenneth goes to Disney World?
I think he
No, he
won't.
goes to Disneyland.
He's a Disneyland type
He's
of
a
guy.
Disneyland guy.
The Super Bowl losers go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
The winners.
Who's this gonna win?
They go to Orlando, Universal Studios. They don't even get to go to Disney properties.
Oh man.
I think it's Six Flags.
They go to Fiesta, Texas. No, and then they go to SeaWorld after.
They get to go to San Antonio for their vacation.
Oh gosh.
All right.
So based on the gosh.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Rashad Penny's out. Kenneth Walker is going to be.
Yeah, let me say Ken Walker, but based on the percentage of where Taysom Hill, I don't know how to say it, but Taysom, no, like
Taysom Hill.
he's not in a lot of teams.
Yeah, he's rostered in like.
He's
18.
His roster percentage is like 12
Yes,
right now.
great.
It's very, very low.
His roster percentage is low, so pick him up.
Yeah, he can snag Taysom
Pick
Hill.
him up.
He's the number 3 tight end right now.
Pick him up.
That was about the worst transition ever.
Yeah,
We're actively talking about Kenneth
then
Walker.
we're talking about Walker.
It's like, yeah, Taysom Hill. You just got to get the guy.
Get him, dude. And then our next guy is DJ Dallas.
You know what we should have done? Okay, we should have talked about Kenneth Walker and then DJ Dallas because they're on the same team.
Yeah.
And then we should have talked
Would
about
have made a lot
Taysom.
more sense.
Well, I mean, you gotta keep him on your toes.
Okay, you're right.
The
Okay,
toes.
whatever. DJ Dallas, yeah, the backup to Kenneth Walker. This could be a sneaky pick because they could honestly split the carries in Seattle. They've always been a running back by committee type of team, so yeah, DJ Dallas could be a sneaky pick here too.
So yeah, that's
What's your freaky pick of the week?
My freaky pick of the week. Ooh,
You had a sneaky pick. Now give me a freaky pick.
my freaky pick is Geno Smith.
What's
Because
your
you're a freak if you haven't picked him up.
What's
on waivers.
your spooky pick of the week?
Ooh, Terry McLaurin. Scary
I already
Terry
said it, yeah.
spooky pick.
My spooky with an eye.
Like Snooki from Jersey Shore.
I picked Snooki. Our first round.
Snooki.
Oh,
With
Jesus.
an eye.
My head hurts, dude. So that's it for today, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna call it.
We're gonna call it a night. Thanks for listening again, guys. Appreciate all you guys' time. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at halftime_ADJ, halftime adjustments. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful spooky night.